Previously on Phineas Flynn's Law. Hey, hold on. What's this? This is Dan Povenmire, the co-creator of Phineas and Ferb, Milo. Oh, wait. So, back in 2011, with all the hype around Phineas and Ferb the movie Across the Second Dimension reaching its peak, Disney decided to announce that a Phineas and Ferb theatrical film was in development, set to be released on July 26, 2013. And despite the news making it out that it was to be written by Dan and Swampy and had a rewrite by Michael Arndt, who wrote Toy Story 3.
I don't think that's daylight.
It was pushed back to 2014 and then never addressed again by Disney. So today we're going to dive into everything that we know about this film, from production rumors to story details to why it was ultimately shelved. So sit back, relax, and enter the second dimension. Whoa, that's right. We have changed things up here on what used to be Phineas Flynn's Law. So this is the new normal. I'll be talking a lot more about 2D cartoons, both new and old, but don't worry, because you're still going to get all the same Phineas and Ferb, Milo Murphy's Law, and Hamster and Gretel updates. Yeah, that's right. Dan's new pilot was announced while I was away. It has been a while. But I'm so excited to be back and doing weekly videos. So like I said, we got the announcement about a Phineas and Ferb theatrical movie in 2011, and the one major detail about the movie that we knew was that it would in some way or form involve live action, at Disney's request. According to an Instagram post by Phineas and Ferb writer John Colton Berry, there's a lot of information in this video. It's actually going to come from this one Instagram post of his, so let me do a dramatic read. The context of the post talks about the second version of the theatrical film, but he briefly mentions the first at the beginning. Disney had just flat out rejected a very different, very original, silly, fun, how far can we push this, therefore perfectly Phineas idea that Dan, Swampy, and I loved, and about which we were extremely excited. Undaunted, and by undaunted I mean totally daunted, we went back to square one. Now, the original idea was very creative, and once you hear it, I think you'll agree. And no, it wasn't Jim Carrey being casted as a live-action Dr. Doof. That rumor has no real foundation, and it would have been terrible. Basically, the Phineas gang were going to open a portal to the third dimension, which just so happened to be our world. But what would the plot center around? Who would the villain be? Well, I'll let Dan explain.
It was live action and animation mixed together.
How would what was like, can you tease what the story was?
It was Phineas and Ferb opening a portal into another dimension, and then it was the third dimension.
See, aliens! I told you.
It was like, because we had done the second dimension already, and it was the third dimension, and it was here and
live action.
Yeah, in live action. So we were going to have them do this whole adventure and then try to get back.
Would they have been live action?
So they would have been cartoons.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah, which is we had a character that would like worked for a government agency, and he had all these theories about, we've been sending TV signals into the world, into the universe for forever.
Right.
That's how aliens are going to think we are. That's so.
Right.
So we need to look here and look for things that look like our entertainment. Like if we see Johnny Depp as Jack Sparrow here, but we know he's on vacation in Rome, we have to keep tracks on all the celebrities because they're going to try to come as one of these things, like that.
Gotcha.
And then so when he sees cartoon characters, he assumes that it's an alien invasion,
right?
And stuff
and like some crazy actor like Andy Samberg would have played the alien, would have played the investigator.
Exactly. There's still a possibility of doing that, or some version of that at some time, but we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with this one and going forward.
Right, so absolutely insane, and once again, using the idea of aliens. Aliens. But for whatever reason, be it a shifting in leadership or the incredibly high budget a live-action animation combo film would take, they asked the team to take another pass at the script. So they turned to a new idea. A large part of the new story revolved around Doof's old, established mentor, Dr. Destructicon.
Kevin to his friends.
And we reveal that, unbeknownst to anyone, he had been not only an Alka agent, but Agent Monogram's partner. He betrayed Monogram and almost destroyed Alka by sabotaging their new, developing animal agent program. Minutes before heading over to Disney Features to pitch the new idea, I suddenly felt I needed something visual to help sell the concept. I asked the amazing Kyle Menke to quickly, on the fly, mock up a specific prop to use while pitching a highly dramatic character scene, where Monogram stares at a, so far unseen, photo of him and his partner, beating himself up for not somehow realizing that his close friend and partner, Agent Destructicon, had secretly been hiding a dark side and evil intentions. There had to have been something he missed in the 15 years they were together, some clue he had somehow overlooked. Then, we revealed a photo. Now, as you'll remember, we first learned about Dr. Destructicon in One Good Scare Ought to Do It, as Doof's old mentor with the goal to set fire to the sun. And the only time we saw him fully appear in the main series was in Roller Coaster the Musical, standing in Alka's jail next to
the Regurgitator!
During that musical number with every character ever except Norm. I actually got a chance to ask Dan about this specific version of the film in my interview a few weeks back.
There were several different versions of that.
And it was Agent Monogram, and then like Dr. Destructicon was trying to sabotage the new animal agent program. And so it like showed how Alka transitioned from being a human organization to an animal organization, which I thought that seems like a really cool story. Can you talk to that story at all?
I don't really remember that story other than what you're just saying there. Those are all things that John pitched early on. That's not what even ended up, I think, in that version of the script. But there was an outline that included that at one point. We had art done for it.
Oh, that's so cool.
But and I think I've even posted some of that art.
So yeah, not a whole lot of new insight there. But either way, the theatrical film was not to be. It was moved from its 2013 release date to 2014, and then on August 6th, 2013, Deadline Hollywood reported that the movie had been removed from Disney's release schedule. The pitch worked. They signed off on the story, but events conspired against the film, and it was not to be. Perhaps for the best. Now, that's not to say that Disney didn't invest in Phineas and Ferb further. They ordered the Mission Marvel crossover, which debuted in 2013 to heavy promotion company-wide, even if the initial airing was a version of the episode where 2 of the songs didn't have lyrics. Yeah, Disney production was basically a mess back then. And that's on studio leadership. Funnily enough, when Disney asked Dan and Swampy to come back and make a new Phineas and Ferb movie, they had a very specific request. Something for longtime fans of the show.
We actually had another idea that we went all the way through like a 20-page treatment on.
Oh, wow.
That they never, like, when they first asked for it, they asked for something specific. They said, we want something for all the fans that have now grown up and are now 20 years old and stuff like that. And then when we finally turned this in, they had like a whole bunch of discussions about it. And they came back and said, okay, I think what we really want is something that will. It was like an alternate universe one where where everything was sort of changed, but it really depended on you having watched Phineas on a regular basis at some point, so that you knew what the. They said we're thinking that there's going to be a lot of younger kids that have not ever seen this show, and I don't want to sell this show to them by showing them something that is relationships that don't exist on the show, that's so different than the show. It's like if we were still making this, if this was 2010, where Phineas is the #1 show and everybody's watching it, then this would be a great story to tell because everybody would be familiar enough with it. But is there something else in your arsenal that you can do?
So we've kind of known about this for a long time, but this script was basically given the full treatment. The executives liked it, but it was just too full of in-jokes to be readily accessible on Disney+, especially to kids seeing the show for the first time. So instead, they came up with Candace Against the Universe, and they did steal one of the jokes from the live-action animation script for Candace Against the Universe.
Then we suddenly cut to us.
You'd actually see Dan and I pitching this part.
Right, exactly like we are now, saying exactly what we're saying right now.
And then we'd push back into the storyboard.
So, where does that leave us as far as the next time we'll see Phineas and Ferb? Well, the movie did really well on Disney+, has 100% on Rotten Tomatoes, and Disney has apparently been in talks about the next film, according to Dan, who will be stuck at Disney for a while since his new pilot Hamster and Gretel got the green light. Unless something crazy happens, I'm going to share my thoughts on that next week. But while Disney might ask for something new or decide to circle back on old ideas, let's review the 3 films we could have gotten. Phineas and Ferb Across the Third Dimension, Alka Origins, Fallen Friendship, and the alternate dimension of wackiness and weirdness. Personally, I think the live-action animation film would have been the most interesting to see, but let me know which one you would have wanted to see in the comments below. And what do you think Disney will do? What's their play here? Obviously, it's to renew Milo Murphy's Law for Season 3.
Go away.
Can you give me a time frame?
I cannot.
Okay.
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 Bye.
Have a nice day. Sam.
See ya.
Special thanks to my top supporters on Patreon, Rovanami and Milo Murphy, and to everyone who supports me over there. It's because of your support that I've been able to take the time to rebrand and commission this amazing new channel banner art by my friend Carly. Yes, Assassination Classroom and Psyche K-Stand's Rise. There will be videos about those shows coming soon. Like, in the next year. There's also my new second channel, The Third Dimension. I'll post random stuff there, like reviews of live-action content or 3D animated things, and kind of just whatever I want, really. It should be fun. So once again, thank you for all the love and support, and I'll see you back in Dimension 1.